All right. Hello. How's everyone doing?
Hi.
Good? Good today? All right. I am Corporal Brianna Lewis. I am here to talk to you about frauds and scams, but I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. So I've been with the Sheriff's Office for 12 years. In that time, I've been a road patrol deputy, school resource officer, a field training officer, and spent a lot of time actually responding to house calls where frauds and scams are very, very prevalent. And that's why we're here today, to talk to you guys about that and how to not be scammed, hopefully, in the future. All right, so some of the things we're going to talk about is the different types of frauds and scams you may be presented with. Does anyone in here have grandchildren?
Yeah.
Okay. Has your grandchild ever called you and been like, oh, I'm in serious trouble, I'm in jail, I need you to bail me out?
No.
Okay. Now, and not to call you out, but I appreciate you raising your hand. Was it legit? Was it your actual grandchild?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
My
All right.
child was from Hawaii, no less.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Okay. So, great example. She had someone call claiming to be a grandchild, said, hey, I am in jail, I need money, I need you to bail me out. And it ended up not being her grandchild. How did you know it wasn't your grandchild?
well, after talking to him, I said, you're not telling me your name, you're not telling me, I questioned him.
Okay.
And as soon as I started getting that, I knew he didn't know, and
Yeah.
But then I worried because my husband is older than myself, and I was worried that he'd get it maybe next, and maybe that's who they were hoping was going to get the phone that day.
Okay.
I did check it out with my daughter-in-law who lives over in Orlando, but I knew by the sound of the voice and just the way it was handled, and then I tried to warn everybody around me that this is happening.
Yep. Good. That's good.
It's been a while now.
Okay. Can you hit my phone for me, please? Please, thank you. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I might be standing in the way. All right, so you questioned it, right? You questioned what happened when the person calling you stating they were your grandchild, right? And so that made you question whether or not it was true. You found out it wasn't true, so hopefully you didn't lose out on any money or didn't try to help bail this person out of jail who is not going to be actually in jail. Okay? That actually happened to my grandmother. She got a call stating that my brother was in jail and needed to be bonded out. I'll put it to you this way. Out of the two of us, he wouldn't be the one in jail. It'd probably be me. So she did the right thing. She questioned it. She called my mother and she was like, hey, just got a phone call from Keith. Says he's in jail and that he needs $10,000 to get bonded out. My mom's like, no, he's sitting right here on the couch, right next to me. Like, whoever called you is trying to scam you into giving them $10,000. So, thankfully, she thought about it and she questioned it. But they did give my grandmother enough information about my brother that she thought it may have been true. But she was smart. She called my mom and was like, is he actually in jail? Because if my brother hadn't been home, then my mom probably would have been like, well, let me verify that. Let me try and call him and then, maybe go from there. But, yeah, out of the two of us, she knew better. She knew it would have been me, not my brother calling. So, but question everything. What's up next one? Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to know, when someone calls you like that, can you call the police department and ask?
Yes, absolutely.
And what do the police also to contact you, or what is the process so we know?
So, great question. If I were to get a phone call from someone saying, hey, my grandson just called me and is stating he's in jail. For one, when you get the phone call, you guys are currently living in Brevard County. So, it's going to say, this is the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, jail complex. This is a recorded phone call. Please press 1 to accept, or please press 2 to deny. If you don't hear that, it's not from our jail. So therefore, the person really isn't in jail and doesn't need to be bonded out. But 2, if you were to call me and say, hey, my grandson just called me and said, I'm in jail, I need to be bailed out. I will ask you for your grandson's name. I will go into our sheriff's office. It's a public records thing. Go into our sheriff's office arrest records, pull up your grandson's name or granddaughter's name, and figure out if they are actually in jail or not. And to see if they recently called anyone, because we also have the ability to look up call logs and see if they called you. And that's one of them. It's the intentional deceiving to gain benefits. So they're using a ploy of something that's not true to gain your money that they obviously did not earn. Alright? And there's many different facets to this. So as we keep going, I think you just gotta click.
Yeah.
Oh, the burn. How much we've lost in 2023. 2019, 2.4 billion, not million, billion with a B. 2020, 3.5, 2021, 6.0, 2022, 8.9. Can anyone guess what 2023 was?
10.0.
What was the cause of the increase?
10 billion.
Stupidity.
Oh, she said it best, but I can't say it.
Lack of knowledge. We'll say lack
We'll
of
say
knowledge.
lack of knowledge. Yeah, that works.
Yes.
But people falling for it, giving their money without first questioning everything and verifying what it is.
Why did it increase over those years?
Because the people have been falling for the scams and giving their money.
Scammers have gotten
Really
there
good.
is professional. These are professional people that have one intention and one intention only, and that's to take your money.
And it doesn't matter.
They don't
who
care
you are.
about you. They don't care what your lifestyle is. When they call you, if they've got you on the hook, they are going to try to take every cent that you have. They don't care about you. That's why when in the very beginning, you have to question everything. Never ever immediately react to what somebody's telling you. Find out why they're telling you that first. Because they will do anything, they will say anything to get you to give your money.
They're very, very smart. One of my girlfriends had it happen, and the person that scammed her was living in South Africa. And at the very end, he finally came through and admitted what he had done, because they had a conversation going, and he was only 23 years old, living basically in a hut. He took her money, he bought a new TV, he bought a new refrigerator for his family. So that's what he had done with it, and he admitted to it. But there's nothing you can do, because once the money's gone from you, it's really hard to get it back.
This morning at 9:40 a.m. it says, it gives me a website, www.hhhfunerals.com/obituary/Mary Weaver. So what it's trying to do is make me click on the link to see if I know this person that's potentially passed away, and if there's somebody that I know to go donate or whatever the case may be. I personally do not know a Mary Weaver. Okay. So what I did is I questioned it, reached out to a couple of my friends that had the last name Weaver, and blatantly asked, was there anyone in your family that recently passed away? And if so, I'm very sorry, but I just want to know, because I got a text this morning that says somebody with the last name Weaver passed away, and they're like, no, we don't even have a Mary in our family. It's a scam. The grandparent scheme, as we kind of talked about, missed jury, law enforcement warrant. Has anyone in here ever received a phone call that they have a warrant from the sheriff's office and that you owe us let's do $500, but you need to pay it all in gift cards in order for your warrant to disappear?
That's what they're asking for now.
Yep. If you ever hear anyone tell you over the phone, you've got a warrant, this is the sheriff's office, or this is Melbourne PD, or this is Palm Bay PD, or this is any other police department, and you owe us money, or we're going to come and take you away and take you to jail, that is not legit. For one, I'm not going to call you and tell you that you have a warrant. I'm going to show up to your house, and I'm going to surprise you, and I'm going to take you to jail. Okay? If you actually have a warrant. Yes, ma'am?
I had a call one time, they were asking for money for someone in our family, it was her, was a name I didn't recognize, and all I did was say, well, just a second, and I put the phone just a little away from my mouth, and I said, this is a phone call we wanted to trace. Now, would you please trace it? Like I had the police there. They hung up. So that scares them. I don't know if you can trace
It's a
a
pretty
call.
good response.
Yeah, that is a good response.
It's different. You would then talk to them, but if they just start talking like that, it worked. It was just a crazy thing I
Yeah.
thought about. I thought, maybe it will. Maybe it was wrong to do it that way.
I don't know.
Anything to get rid of them if they're bad.
By all means. That happens frequently, especially in the world of technology, where you can go online, sign yourself up for a dating website, and somebody can pretend to be somebody else and claim that they love you and they need you, they want to be with you, but they need the money to fly to the United States. That's when you have to worry about the people, you know, oh, I need $5,000 because the plane ticket and the bus ticket to get there and all this. And then you send them the money, and time passes, they never show up. You reach out to them, oh, well, I needed more money to be able to continue on the journey, and can you send me another $5,000? That's what romance scams.
Yes, and the other thing too is there are people who watch the obituaries. So a lot of widows, a lot of widowers, they get involved in these romance scams because somebody finds out that your spouse has passed away, and all of a sudden they're going to be your new lover. And they come into your life and they woo you and they romance you, and all of a sudden you find you don't have any money left because they've, you know, taken a little bit and a little bit and a little bit at a time. So, you know, this age group, you know, is a perfect target because they watch those obituaries and things. So you have to be very careful of them too.
Text, email, and messages. So as this young gentleman right here in the front had said about emails. So when you get an email and it says, hey, it's from Hobby Lobby. You've been a member forever, but you're like, I've never been a member of Hobby Lobby. And they want you to click on the link. One, gives them all your information, and two, starts the process of them sending you more ads to click on for you to then go, ooh, I like that, cool. And they get more and more information based on you sent through these ads via the emails, which can be the same thing through text messages as well, just as I showed. And messages itself, people calling, leaving voicemails.
I got one yesterday. Somebody called and said that a PlayStation 5 was put on my Walmart account. And I don't have a Walmart account. But if I had, then that might have made me nervous. So I would have called, and I would have called that number, and it would have all been fake. That, you know, they would have wanted to just extract information from me over the phone. So don't answer any of those. Anybody who's legitimate, they're going to leave you a message. If you don't recognize the phone number, either hang up or don't answer it and let them leave a message.
Mm-hmm. Computer pop-ups. This is a big one. Does anyone in here have a computer or a tablet device that you may use for games and whatnot? Pop-ups will occur. Biggest one that I took for a case out on the road when I was working road patrol was a young lady had a pop-up on her computer. It said it was from Windows, stated she had a virus on her computer. She needed to call the number. Calls the number, says, hey, I noticed that I have a virus on my computer. It told me to call. They go, oh yeah, oh my goodness, we're so sorry. Well, hey, since you have a virus on your computer and you previously paid to have this virus protection, we're going to refund you the money since the virus got through the protection program. But the way we do that is you have to give us your bank information so we can refund and wire the information, the money into your account. Then what they do is they get your bank information, they go, oh my goodness, we accidentally refunded you $8,000.
Oh.
We need that money back, when in fact they never refunded you any money. What they're about to do is have you pay them $8,000 because they have you thinking that they refunded you $8,000. Okay? Instead of $80, you know, if they're trying to put $80 in your account, and they go, oh, we accidentally just sent you $8,000. Can you send it back to us? And I want you to go to a local ATM and get some Bitcoin and do it that way. Scam. And there are signs at ATMs, at the Bitcoin ATMs across the county, that our Sheriff's Office Economics Crimes Unit has gone out and put that says specific things like if anyone is telling you to repay them money via Bitcoin, don't do it, it's a scam. Okay? So that's why you gotta question that. Question everything that comes about. Contractor frauds. Leslie?
Yes.
Talk about that one?
So people will come to your house to do a service. Could be digging a new hole for a pool. Could be repairing work on your roof or new walls in your house. They will scam you and not give you a itemized contract that is signed.
Fake employment scams.
Not too much on
No,
those
yeah.
as far as this.
You used to, generally your younger crowd they will go towards because they want the people who are going to go work at the movie theater on the weekends or at the ice cream shop that they're trying to, hey, we got a job for you, and it's usually sending out through text messages to every number that they can get their hands on.
Facebook has one too where they'll
True.
come out with applying $25.96 per hour. You know, people need it. And once you click on that or call the phone number, there is a legitimate person on the other end of that phone, but they want you to fill out all this information with your social security numbers, with all these things, so that they can get into your bank accounts, because a lot of times you have to give them a blank check so that they can direct deposit your paychecks. They need the routing number, the account number, so they'll ask you for those things, and there is no employment. There is no $26.90-something per hour. It doesn't exist. That job does not exist. It's only to reel you in, to get your private information out of you so that they can scam you in the long run.
The only other thing that I would add on the Medicare is just remember that if you get a Medicare call, what they're trying to get from you is your account number. All right? Because I've had calls to where they know my name, they know my address, but they don't know my account number. And that's what they're after. Once they've got that, they've got you.
Yeah, see, the problem is, you asked the question, why did the numbers rise on the number of scams per year? Everybody's on the computer now. Everybody has a cell phone now. It's so much easier. Technologically, we've gotten so much more advanced, that it's very easy to be scammed because there are more people that have those electronic devices. So as Scott said, I can go in and plug in anybody's name. Let's just say my son. Sure. I can Google my son's name.
You can get
and
anything.
under my son's name, it will pop up my name,
Sure.
my ex-husband's name, his sister and brother's name, how old they are, where their last addresses were,
Yeah.
phone numbers, anything. You are so easily able to be gotten, and you don't even realize it, because all you've got to do is put in somebody's name in a computer.
Fake charity scams. Anyone ever had a phone call? Hey, this is Susie Q from Girl Scouts. We're calling to ask for some money. And I'm like, no, the only way I give you money is if you're selling cookies outside of Publix. Yeah, you all know what I'm talking. Yeah, you all know exactly what I'm talking about. So, something like that. They're technically a charity, okay? They do work, but they're never going to call you unless you specifically put yourself on a calling list.
This one was a couple of years ago at the end of April. I got a call that said it was the IRS and I had shortchanged on my tax return for $500. And if I didn't pay up in 5 days, they would come and arrest me and put me in jail.
Yes, and that's
Yeah.
very,
So
very,
of
very
course I
popular.
laughed.
Right. I got something similar to that, and it was on my cell phone, a number that I had had for a good 10 years. All of a sudden, the IRS is calling me, wanting me to accept from them about $8,000. They're telling me, we have $8,000 we want to give to you. And I knew it was a scam. They're going to send you a letter in the mail if it's going to be from the IRS, right? And I said, no, thank you. Give it to somebody else. And the guy hung up with me. The next day he called again. They got $8,000 that they want to give to me. He pestered me to death. And about the fourth day, he started cussing me out on the phone, yelling expletives, telling me that I was wasting his time. And he was very, very nasty. But it resulted in me having to change my phone number that I'd had for a long time that all my family and friends knew. And that's the number that I currently have. But that's what led up to that. It was the IRS
Wig,
phone.
it's not listed on that list.
No,
So
but it's
that,
still.
that one kind of falls under the law enforcement warrants area.
Right.
IRS will never text you. They will never call you to tell you, hey, you owe us money. It's always a scam. They will send you a letter in the mail